Yeah, so basically for me starting, I was walking around town one day in Elgin with my mum, and I heard this kind of beautiful sound being played. I can't remember what maybe Softly As I Leave You or something, probably like one of these traditionals. And I heard it, and I remember kind of getting like just covered in goosebumps. And then I was kind of dragging my mum to be like, "What's this sound? Like, what's going on?" I never heard anything like it before. And then we went round, and it was this euphonium player called George Simpson. I think still my favorite euphonium player to this day. And he was playing with Elgin City Band, and I think I watched the whole concert. I was so excited to go up and speak to him, and he was so lovely. And I think the week after I joined the band, I was like, I'm going to start on that instrument. Don't know what it's called. I was like, don't care. It's amazing. And then and then basically started at that, and then went through the school system with Alistair Grant, and then moved down to St Mary's in Edinburgh, the music school there, and studied with John Kenny. So that was like a nice exploration into a kind of different world as well, starting in brass bands and then going off.
That explains an awful lot now you've mentioned John Kenny, because he's very much into theatrics and pushing boundaries. So that explains a lot. And what a fabulous musician he is, and wonderful player.
Yeah.
So you've been spoiled there, that's for sure, because he's just a great individual. Danielle, what about yourself?
Mine's kind of more the classic tuba player story, I suppose. I started brass lessons in school in like primary 5, primary 6. I think I remember wanting to play the clarinet for some reason, but brass lessons came to my school first, and I was like, "Well, that'll do." And then I started on the cornet and the tenor horn, and I joined the local band, Murray Concert Brass, who was run by my teacher, Glenn Monroe, and the band needed tubas. And Glenn was like, "Oh, you'd really be helping the band," and I was like, "I'll help the band and play the tuba." And then so my first year of high school, I switched from tenor horn to tuba. I was pretty terrible at tenor horn, to be honest. I don't think I would have gone far on tenor horn. And then I just sort of stayed playing with the band, and I joined Elgin City Band, and and then went on to study music playing tuba. So the classic tuba story, the band needed basses, so one of us had to do it.
Absolutely. Nearly everybody says that's what I was given. So that makes sense. And do you do any F tuba or B flat bass, or is it purely playing E flat tuba, or do you change it around?
At the moment, since I left college, I mainly play just on my E flat, just on my basin. It seems it's a nice little rounder for the different things we do. I did like a lot of C and B flat in college when I was doing orchestra and stuff. I'd love to get like a big B flat or C tuba as well. And I've got a sousaphone kicking about as well for when we do some street band stuff. And but mainly I'm on my E flat most of the time, I'd say.